Residence halls close this Friday at 5. The Harlem Globetrotters are coming to Lakeland, and Dion Spires gives us the latest in Hollywood news. All this and more on FSC Today. Good afternoon and welcome to FSC Today. Today is February 26, 2014. I'm Kitty McCabe. Our weekly newscast will keep you updated on the latest news, sports, and entertainment. Turns out some exercises you are doing in the gym may not have all the benefits you think they do. Tracy Fosterling tells us more about 8 useless workouts.
You've seen them being done, and you've probably done them yourself. But according to recent articles and studies, some of these common exercises are, well, useless.
I was not surprised at all by the exercises that were mentioned in the article.
Some of these exercises include Roman chair sit-ups, crunches on the floor, 90-degree squats, and the Smith machine. They're named useless because of the techniques used, the little body that they are working, and simply not much results.
I think the main reason that everyone does these exercises, even though a lot of articles say that they are useless, tradition is the factor. These exercises have been around forever.
But there are alternatives.
An alternative for, say, a crunch, you could do a crunch on a physio ball. You can, do certain ways as far as making sure that you're doing the mechanics properly.
When it comes to alternative exercises, I think it's important to remember that almost any exercise is beneficial. The key is, again, determining what you're looking for. Do you want to be in peak condition? Do you want to lose weight? Are you exercising to improve your endurance, your stamina?
So knowing a proper exercise routine before you use those exercises.
Was I surprised? No. Do I agree with some of them? Oh yes, without question.
For Go Healthy FSC, I'm Tracy Fosterling.
Before trying any type of exercise, talk with a trainer or doctor. For more information on daily exercise, fitness, or nutrition, follow Go Healthy FSC on Instagram. This past Wednesday, the Career Center held another mock interview session. These sessions bring in people from different businesses from Polk County to help conduct a mock interview session with students. The interviews prepare students for what they will encounter when applying for a job in the future. They are also used to help students become more comfortable in a formal interview setting. Students are evaluated on their body language, verbal communication, and appearance. To sign up for the next mock interview session, visit the Career Center. Florida Southern Scholars Weekend was this past weekend. Fraternities hosted events for the scholars and their hosts, such as bonfires and glow parties. Kyle Shadow has more.
Sigma Alpha Epsilon hosted its inaugural Scholars Weekend celebration glow party last Friday night. The event included glow-in-the-dark games, a graffiti wall, and a live DJ. The event was used to show scholars a student-run event to try and recruit new students to Florida Southern.
Well, Scholars Weekend is a very important event for Florida Southern because it's a chance for students in high school to see the school before they actually get here and kind of get their first college experience. It was very important to me coming to Florida Southern. Well, this event really is kind of a welcome from a fraternity, really showing the students a good time, that we'd be happy to have them here at our home, Florida Southern, and that we love it here and that we'd love if they could come experience the school with us. The event was sort of a rave. It had a live DJ, glow-in-the-dark games, a taggable glow-in-the-dark graffiti wall, tons of black lights, all that good stuff, music, food, all the fun stuff, good times, good people.
Monday night was the deadline to sign up to stay at Florida Southern during spring break. If you failed to register and still plan to stay on campus, you will be facing a $75 charge. For students planning to stay on campus, there is a chance to visit Adventure Island as well as Aquatica through the Discover Florida program. Anyone leaving campus must be checked out of their residence hall by Friday at 5. Now let's check in with an update from David Chomchinsky on our mock athletic teams.
Hello Mock fans and welcome to another edition of Southern Sports. I'm David Tomchinsky. Let's get you caught up on the past week in Florida Southern athletics. The men's swim team repeated as champions at the Sunshine State Conference Championship. The Mocs had a commanding lead going into the final day of competition, and with wins from Juan Toloso and Thomas Wynn, the lead grew even larger. The men took down second-place Tampa by over 150 points. After their conference victory, the second-ranked Mocs now look ahead to the national championship in March. After splitting a doubleheader with Flagler earlier in the week, the Lady Mocs softball team swept a doubleheader against Western Ontario on Friday. Chelsea Ogilvie was the story in Game 1 as she tossed a complete game shutout as the Mocs edged Western Ontario 2-0. The Lady Mocs won by the run rule in Game 2 with a 12-4 victory in 6 innings. Kylie Stearns had 2 RBIs, and Christy Bailey brought the big bat as she went 6 for 7 with 4 RBIs on the day. Mocs baseball started off a busy week with a loss to St. Leo. The men would bounce back on Friday as they beat Claflin in the first of 3 games in a 12-inning showdown. Center fielder Keith Curcio had 2 RBIs, and this week's Sunshine State Pitcher of the Week, Clay Chapman, had himself a 7-inning, 10-strikeout night as the Mocs won 4-3. FSC would sweep the series in a doubleheader with Claflin on Saturday. Starting pitcher Jake Popovich struck out 4 in 5 strong innings, taking Game 1 3-2. Game 2 was not as much of a thriller as FSC had a satisfying 6-0 win. The men will be in action again when they face the Detroit Tigers on February 25th at Joker Merchant Stadium. The women's swim team finished as runner-up to Tampa at the Sunshine State Conference Championship. The Lady Mocs had strong performances all meet long from several swimmers, including Kelsey Gouge and Lauren Reynolds. Defending national champion Allie Crenshaw was named swimmer of the meet after setting a meet record in the 200 freestyle. The Lady Mocs now look ahead and prepare for the national championship. Women's basketball showed the rest of the league what they're capable of doing. The Lady Mocs nearly erased the 16-point deficit behind clutch three-point shooting and the inside play of Kristen Strawbridge, but unfortunately fell just short as St. Leo held on for an 82-76 win. We were able to sit down with Morgan Lamberg to talk about the season. Tony D'Angelo has more.
David, thank you very much for the throw-in. We have a very neat show today as I am joined with a friend, a colleague, and a member of Florida Southern's women's basketball team, Morgan Lamberg. Morgan?
Tony.
Thank you very much for coming on the show.
No problem.
It's always nice having athletes here. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. We are here to talk some mock basketball. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great, yeah.
Cool. All right, it is my understanding that you are, with Taylor going down to injury, you're the only senior on your roster.
Yes,
right?
that is correct.
Now, what kind of role has that given you this year with helping other players and transfers on your team?
Well, this year now, since Taylor's out and she's been doing a good job being a leader on the sideline, I've taken more of the on-court leadership role. So I'm a lot more vocal than I would have otherwise been because Taylor's usually the point guard and she is good at leading and organizing the team. So now I've had to kind of help take over with that role. But other people have also stepped up to help fill the void.
Okay. Now, you guys started a little sluggish to maybe start the season off, and you guys have looked better of late. Your games are closer. You've won a couple more games. What have you guys done? What has been attributed to the success that you guys are starting to experience now?
I think it just comes down to experience. We have a really young team this year with a lot of new girls who either transferred in or are freshmen. So I think their experience on the court has really helped, and everyone's been putting in a lot of time in the gym, and experience leads to a more comfortable atmosphere. People are more comfortable on the court now and doing more for us. So.
Okay. Well, now you're talking about other players. That's a good segue into the next part. What players do you think have really showed signs of playing some good basketball and stepping up for you guys?
To be honest, we have 10 players who are able to play and are not injured right now. And honestly, everyone has really stepped up and kind of filled their role for the team. We're playing almost the whole team, and anyone is ready to step in any given game. But I'm really impressed with Kristen Strawbridge, who's a local Lakelander, and she's really been doing well, putting up some big numbers in the paint for us. Kashala Thompson is our go-to three-point shooter, and Allie Sanders has really taken over the point guard role for Taylor since she's been out, and she's been doing really great too. So.
Cool. That's interesting you mentioned Strawbridge because you guys, you're both sort of similar in the sense that you get a lot of rebounds for the team. That's cool. I'm sure you've taken her under your wing to a degree.
In a way, yeah. I think with any new player, especially a freshman who shows so much potential, I try to show her the ropes a little bit so she sees just how good she can be. I think she'll be one to watch the next 3 years, and I'm excited to see how she does.
Cool. Okay, we'll get you out on this last question here. You guys have Tampa coming up on the road, a very tough team. And then your senior day is you guys are hosting Rollins, and then the conference tournament. With a tough stretch to end the year, what is the team's focus and mindset heading down?
Well, the whole year we've kind of broken up the season into a bunch of different parts, and first is before conference play, second is conference play, and the third is the conference tournament. And so to go on, nothing we really have done, our record doesn't really matter, so we're just really looking forward to the conference tournament and making a big dent there and looking to get some momentum from these next 2 games going into there, because we know that we can compete with any of the teams in our conference, so we're really excited for the conference tournament.
Cool. Well, Morgan, thank you very much for being on the show. I wish you guys luck for the rest of your season.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for watching the segment. David, we're throwing it back to you.
Women's golf hosted the Lady Mock Classic this past week. Florida Southern finished 12th overall in the tournament. Leading the way for the Lady Mocks was Emily Reimer, who shot 1 under 70 in the final round. The Lady Mocks, who are ranked 8th in the latest Division II polls, will return to action March 3rd in the Peggy Kirk Bell Invite hosted by Rollins College. Men's basketball survived a close non-conference matchup against Palm Beach Atlantic. The 8th-ranked Moccasins earned an 88-84 win over the Sailfish at Rubin Arena. Junior forward Stephen Battle scored on a tip-in with 5 seconds remaining to win the game. With the victory, the Mocs completed non-conference play with a 12-0 record. A power outage canceled the men's lacrosse game against 5th-ranked Limestone. A blown transformer happened just a couple minutes before the opening faceoff, shutting off the lights. After an hour delay, it was decided to cancel the game. The Limestone game will not be rescheduled for this season. The team's next game will be March 1st against Rollins. The men and women's track teams began their season this weekend at Embry-Riddle. Both teams had runners competing in the 3,000 meters. In the men's race, Bobby Ormsby and myself finished 1-2, while 4 other Mocks finished in the top 15. In the women's race, Jess Christick led the way for the Lady Mocks with a 9th place finish. Both teams will be in competition after spring break at the USF Invitational. Be sure to go out and support all of your Moccasin athletic teams and follow us on Twitter at FSC Sports. For Southern Sports, I'm David Tomczynski.
The Harlem Globetrotters are bringing their talents to Lakeland next week. This 88-year tradition of basketball and entertainment for the whole family hits the Lakeland Center on March 5th at 7 p.m. Don't miss the showing of hilarious antics and wild performances. For tickets, go to the upcoming events page at thelakelandcenter.com. The Lakeland Center held a live reading from Long Island's very own Teresa Caputo this past Sunday. Caputo is famous for her hit TLC show, Long Island Medium, on which she communicates with the dead. Fans experienced her ability to communicate with the other side during this live show. Her gift mesmerized the crowd as she selected people at random to connect with their lost loved ones. Her next show is March 15th in Connecticut. A Lakeland teen went missing this weekend. Early Saturday morning at 3:15 a.m., a mother reported to the police that her son, DeMarco Powell, went missing. About 2 hours later, a passerby found him dead in a wooded area off the Atline Road near the railroad tracks. Violent crimes detectives are investigating. Now we go to Dion Spires with this week's edition of Entertainment Rewind.
Welcome to another installment of Entertainment Rewind, where I give you the rundown on what's happening in local and Hollywood entertainment. CeeLo Green recently announced his official leave from his judging chair on The Voice. He told Ellen DeGeneres on her talk show that he did not want to overstay his welcome and he had other things he wanted to do in his career. So who's eyeing up his chair now? Country folk star Jewel says she's perfect for the spot and probably the best choice. Jewel is no stranger to singing competitions. Previously, she's judged on shows like Nashville Star, The Sing-Off, and has mentored on The Voice. We'll have to wait and see if she lands the spot. Until then, you can watch Usher and Shakira join Adam Levine and Blake Shelton on Season 6 of The Voice on NBC. In other television news, Heroes fans will be excited to hear that NBC is reviving the TV drama. The series, which ended in 2010, will be brought back to life as a miniseries titled Heroes Reborn in 2015. NBC has released a trailer of the miniseries and has revealed that they will introduce storylines and characters via online exclusives before the premiere. Creator Tim Kring will be returning to work on Reborn, but whether the original cast will return is still unknown. That's what's going on in Hollywood right now. Tune in next week to get your fill of celebrity gossip and follow me on Twitter at FSC Rewind. For Entertainment Rewind, I'm Dion Spires.
Thanks for joining us on FSC Today. Have a great day and enjoy your spring break.